it's difficult for anyone, no matter how good you are in conditions like this, because nothing is stable.
CHOUDOV is trying to stay ahead of Oss, and it's definitely the Russian in the blue suit with the higher tempo at the moment. He wants this silver medal badly. He just missed out yesterday behind the 4 Norwegians, 46 seconds behind Bjorndalen. He's lost only 1 second. Alexander Oss, 56. He's exactly, in fact, he's lost 2 seconds to CHOUDOV, and it looks as though Oss may have to settle for the bronze.
I think so. I would expect Oss in the latter part of this 2.5 kilometre, the downhill section, he'll pull back 2 seconds maybe on CHOUDOV, I reckon.
Well, there's still a long way to go, Mike. They're at 10.7. They've got 1,800 metres to go. That is going to take some 4.5 minutes. One mistake from CHOUDOV will let Oss through. Bjorndalen at 46 seconds. Well, he's roughly 350 metres clear.
Oh, it's so safe for him, and I was just wondering as he left the shooting range after missing 2 on his last visit, what was going through his mind. And I think that even if CHOUDOV had missed 1 target, Bjorndalen would still have taken him on the track. He's going to take 14 or 15 seconds out of any challenge that was to come his way.
Well, I have to say I'm really impressed with Bjorndalen's change in tactics, and it's an important bow to have string to have to your arrow, simply because it means that the other athletes can't predict what you're going to do. There he was, starting flat out today, trying to build a lead, which in the end has proved fruitful. And normally this season, in fact in every other race this season, he started steady.
It's an interesting point, and that's where he is the master, because he analyses, he will always change. And very interesting yesterday how he talked about spending 12 hours after the Torino Olympics with his coach the following day of the Olympics to analyse what they're going to do for the next Olympics. No other athlete would have done that.
Well, he is different, there's no doubt about that, from the time he started balancing on a rope outside his farm in Simmerstranda, and looking for ways of getting better than anyone else. And it is all about the thinking process, not following, but developing your own training techniques. Not everyone can win, but he can.
He's pulled 2 seconds back on that slightly easier section, has Alexander Oss.
Well, here he comes for gold number 2 in race number 2 in Pyeong Chang. Career is proving successful for the master. Ole Einar Bjorndalen, gold number 12. He is on his own at the top of the all-time greats, and he notches up win number 85. And we still have another 3 races to go here in Korea.
Totally unbelievable, and 31 medals now at World Championships. Of course, that's in the relays as well.
CHOUDOV has hung on in there, and he's done some good work. And after yesterday's performance, getting 5th place from an early start number, CHOUDOV deserves some success. He deserves some hardware, and he will be going home with at least 1 silver around his neck. The Russians need a boost after the dreadful news earlier on in the week about the doping scandal from Östersund earlier in the year. CHOUDOV is clear, and he's got himself a silver medal, 41.7 seconds behind. Alexander Oss finished in the worst possible position yesterday, 4th. Today he gets himself a bronze medal.
Yeah, delighted for Oss. He shows us some days his greatness, and then maybe the next day he drops away. He's kept it steady from 4th yesterday, 3rd today, and one of the best shoots from Oss. He's only missed 3.
But Mike, are we not forgetting something? You mentioned earlier on that Bjorndalen might be disqualified for losing his glasses.
You're not supposed to leave anything on the range. There's a red marker on entering the range and 50 metres on exiting. You shouldn't be leaving any equipment within that region. I didn't see where he threw it. He may well have crossed that line and thrown his glasses off.
4th today for Tomasz Sikora, another 43 points in the World Cup. He'll move up to over 626 points now, and will stay a long way clear of Ole Einar Bjorndalen, who moves on to 570 by picking up 60 points. So Sikora will stay in yellow for the individual race, which is on Tuesday, a day off for the men, and they're going to need it after 2 hard days of racing. The women have 2 days off. And incidentally, many thanks for the emails that you've sent through. 1 or 2 interesting comments on the disqualification of Andrea Henkel, and just once again to reiterate our email address, which is biathlon.eurosport@yahoo.co.uk or yahoo.com.
Yeah, extraordinary. Henkel was disqualified for releasing a shot in dry firing in the armory area. I think it's tough punishment. She's the reigning champion. She was set up to potentially medal today, but she was disqualified for off the track releasing that shot. Of course it should be punished, but I was disappointed that she didn't race.
So the two FOURCADEs both doing exceptionally well today. The two Frenchmen getting into the top 10. Martin in 8th, the older brother Simon in 10. Clement Bauer 11, Christian De Lorenzi, the best of the Italians, in 12th position, and Mickey Greiss, a lowly 13th, having started in 7th position. Greiss's shooting score 0-1-2-2. Lars Berger 5th, you may have seen that. He's missed the most targets so far, 2-3-1-2, 8 in total. So he's skied an extra 1,200 metres on what was necessary, but he's still got himself 5th position, just 152 behind. Jonsson of Sweden in 15th, 15 places behind Helena Jonsson this morning, who got herself her first championship gold medal in an individual event. PUURUNEN Mike 16th, the Finn on a comeback, will be reasonably happy.
I think he certainly will, and remember, he's moved up all the way from 46th into 16th, so he's got that old flair back, well, past world champion.
Alexander Wolf down in 18 today for Germany. So yet again, success for Norway in Pyeong Chang. They claim 1, 3, 5 and 6. The only men separating them. Maxim CZE of Russia has taken the silver, and Tomasz SIKORA just 1 place off the bronze medal, but a massive margin between himself and Alexander Oss. SIKORA today finishing 4th, but doing enough to retain the lead in the World Cup Challenge. And I wonder when that will become his main priority of winning the overall World Cup.
He's taken that as he's won it a number of times, and he never really ever prioritized taking that title. But of course, SIKORA, you're talking about Bjørndalen, SIKORA, he's happy to be in yellow, he's happy to be in red in this race, and his points, look at that, he 4th again today. He's having an amazing season. Svensson must be looking on and thinking, what is going on? My season is going backwards at the moment. You need to be in the race to make them count, of course. Svensson
will be back. Landertinger, who made such an impression in Antolz in the last round of the World Cup, all the way down in 33rd today behind Bjorn Ferry. Ferry hasn't managed to light that touch paper yet. When he's on form, he's very, very devastating, but 4:46 behind. He'll be bitterly disappointed with that, and 5 misses. Landertinger on the day missing 10. Bjørndalen, well, he misses 4, but he's still done enough to claim his 2nd gold. Well, we've got plenty of time to enjoy the end of race chat. The Norwegians all getting together. Lars Berger braving the cold. I'm not sure the coaches will approve of that if he hangs. Halvard HANEVOLD nearest the camera, just getting some drink. Very important, Mike, to eat and drink straight after the race.
Absolutely, you need to charge the muscles as quickly as possible.
Well, let's have another look at the all-time standings in World Championship medals. Bjørndalen on his own, having been level with Luck and Tikhonov earlier on this morning. 12, 10 and 9, 31 medals in total. Gross of Germany is down there in 4th position, most of those coming from relays as well. Ulrich from the olden days, 77 through to 83, and of course Raphael Poré, who dominated the World Championships in Oberhof in 2004. So Mike, there are hardly any records left for him to beat.
There's hardly any words to describe what he's doing to biathlon, Bjørndalen. He hasn't showed his greatness earlier on this season. He's saved it until now. Obviously, an illness kept him back or held him back off top form throughout December and January. And he stepped back, he's held his body back, hasn't overpushed it. And that's where I think he's more intelligent or more aware than the rest, who just keep on plugging at these races. But he'll back out, lose points in the World Cup standing, but it prepares them for the majors.
I think one big difference, and something that certainly any athlete can learn from, is that Bjorndalen, he assesses every performance, and he looks at the statistics, and he works out over the years. He can't just say, I need to rest this race, without a huge amount of experience. He's looked at the past and he says, I know what my body does. Of course it changes as it gets older, and he allows for that, but it's so analytical, and he just believes in the processes and the systems that he puts in place. It is so impressive, and he'll employ, I love the idea of him working with a Hoover manufacturer just to get some other ideas of how you get to the top.
Yeah, looking at all the different expertise in different industries. And I think another thing, he's had the contact with Joar Himle since he was 12, 13 years old. And to have that contact, there's many other people in his life that give him this greatness. And Himle has been one of those.
Well, he's got a new eye on the blinder, and it seems to be spot on target today. Gold number 2 for Bjorndalen. Well, there's no doubt that he's on ski form at the moment, and he proved that by taking 10 seconds out of everyone in the field on the first 3 laps. It was a little more even on the 4th one, maybe preparing himself for the last shoot, and then on the last loop he really was under no pressure at all, so he could start to ease down. The time is irrelevant, but for those of you that like the statistics, 31:46.7, the winning time here in Pyeong Chang, and that was with 4 targets missed, so an extra 600 meters skied by Bjorndalen. SIKORA in second, missed 3. Os in third, missed 3 as well. Thomas SIKORA missed 3. I can't see anyone who's gone clear today. I can't even see anyone who's missed just 1. An indication that the World Championship pressure showing, and the wind conditions are very tricky indeed. Well, there's plenty more to come from the World Championships, and on Tuesday the next race, the men's individual. The women go off on Wednesday at 9 o'clock UK time. And then the relay, the mixed relay. Sweden won it in Östersund. Germany won it in Sweden won it in Antols. Germany won it in Östersund. That's on the Friday. Saturday for the men's mass start. That will be a cracking race. And the women's relay on Saturday afternoon or Saturday late morning, 10:15 if you're in the UK, so a bit earlier for you. And then the men's relay, the last race of the championships. Who's it going to be?
It's difficult to say. The Russian team greatly weakened, of course. The performance is not good today. Norway are looking absolutely on fire for it.
I'm not sure you'll get too good an odds on Norway winning the relay, but it's one race that they do struggle with, and history would certainly agree with that, although of course they took the Olympic title in 2002. Now, there seems to be a little bit of tension in the Norwegian camp. Are they looking for Bjorndalen's glasses?
The glasses came off when he put his rifle on first time in.
Well, we'll follow that story up, hopefully get you news on that. The Nordic combined later today, and then alpine skiing. We're back in Val d'Isère with a second run at the men's slalom, the closing day of those World Championships, with Simon Golding and John Clark. And then David Goldstrom will bring you the ski flying from Oberstdorf later on this afternoon. Hope you can stay with us for that. That's all we've got time for at the moment from Pyeong Chang. We will be back on Tuesday, or I will. Mike's off to the Nordic World Championships in Liberec. Jumping ship, Mike.
Well, there's an awful lot of races over there in Liberec.
Well, I hope you have a good time down there, but I can't see you seeing a champion of this stature. Ole Einar Bjorndalen is now on his own at the top of the all-time grades. 12 World Championship golds to his name.